March 9th, 2011, I was in a car accident. The car was going 90 miles an hour when it slid sideways into a street lamp. I remember being in the windshield of the car and broken glass all around and seeing headlights in front of me and having trouble breathing. So I'm looking up at the stars and I think and I had the thought, this is it. This is the last moment of my life. 3 in the morning. The streets were empty. I was in a little Porsche convertible with no airbags. I all of a sudden was standing outside of the car. And I didn't have any shoes on. And I looked back at the car and I was pinned in the car that was smashed up against the pole. And the firefighter was cutting me out of the car. And it was sort of bizarre because I'm standing on the street in the middle of the night. And I looked up the street and I saw my great-grandfather dressed in a fishing vest. And he was about 35 years old. And then I saw his son dressed in a suit and a fedora with a little pencil mustache and a pocket square. And I walked up to my great-grandfather and I said, "Thank you so much for doing everything in your life that allowed me to have a better life." And his name was J. Steve Anderson, and he was an oiled wildcatter during the 1920s. And here he was on the street, and he's only 35 years old, and he's dressed to go fishing. It was just as real as this is right now. And I saw a doorway of white light, just a pure white doorway. And then it changed right in front of me. It changed from a rectangular doorway, changed into the shape of a person. And I sat there for a couple of seconds and then all 3 of them pushed me back. All 3 of them pushed me back into my body. So the night of the accident, my heart stopped 3 times. Once I was dead for 3 minutes in front of my wife, in a coma, on a ventilator, on life support. 2 years, $7.5 million in hospital bills, and 8 hospitalizations. You know, I said that my great-grandfather was there on the side of the road wearing a fishing vest. And then a year later, I was recovering and I went to his cabin in Wisconsin and I stayed there for 3 months. I flipped a door and the vest that he was wearing, the side of that accident, was hanging on the back of the door. And I just marveled at it for a little bit and then I put it back on the hook that it was on and realized that just this man is still in my life. To this day, I think it was real. To this day, I think it was real.